Welcome to Geek Philosophy, where we love geeky wisdom. If you're new to the channel, my name's Brian. And today we're going to be taking a look at the latest Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual. Now this is the third and final core rulebook in the revised 5th edition lineup starting in 2024, and it follows the update of the Player's Handbook and the Dungeon Master's Guide. So before I get into the details about this, I am going to give you a quick rundown of what's new in this version of the book, but I want to keep it brief because a lot of other channels have already covered the broader changes in depth. So instead of reviewing every update, I want to focus on two sections that I think are especially valuable for Dungeon Masters, especially those that are newer to running the game. All right, let's get rolling. While the system is still 5e at its core, there have been some meaningful changes, and this book reflects that. Wizards of the Coast says it's compatible with older material, and in many ways it is, I think, but time will tell if you can really mix the old stuff and the new stuff together. It's designed to fully replace the 2014 Monster Manual, not just expand on it. And it has like over 500 stat blocks with a bunch of new monsters, and many of those are intended for high-level play, which was a failing of the 2014 version, according to a lot of people that played the game. But I think the stat blocks have new layouts that make the important combat information front and center, which is good, and non-player characters are also listed alongside the monsters, and they're designed to be flexible. You can easily adapt them to fit any humanoid species. The book is organized alphabetically by name, but then it also has the related variants grouped together. But I think the structure and the presentation have clearly been designed to reduce friction and help you find what you need and use things a little bit smoother. Let's get into the how to use a monster section. I think one of the most important parts of the book. It's only a few pages long, but it's the valuable piece of information that you need for new DMs to be able to see how is this kind of structured. And it walks through the stat block and how it's organized and what it means in play. It covers things like initiative and hit points and saving throws and bonus actions and reaction, all that stuff. But it also describes how each monster entry is structured beyond the stat block, like a narrative description and habitat notes, and whenever applicable, it talks about treasure and layers. So what makes this section, I think, especially helpful is that it gives new DMs a framework for how to run monsters confidently. I think it helps you understand that you don't have to memorize rules or flip back and forth during combat. You can really understand the information that you need to focus on and why. And it breaks down each part of the stat block in plain language. So things like core traits like size, type, and alignment, it's there for you to see pretty easily. And it explains the defenses like armor class and resistances and hit points. You have them right at your fingertips. And it covers offensive abilities like multi-attack and special actions and spellcasting. So if you're a new DM and you're still learning the ropes, it helps you demystify the monster mechanics and it gives you a clear approach to running combat smoothly. I don't really think it's introducing a lot of new things, but I think it does a great job of showing you how to use the tools that are already there. All right, let's talk about the other best section of this book, the Appendix B, the monster lists. It's one of the most practical tools in the book, especially if you're learning how to prep encounters. And it really organizes monsters into clear functional categories that will help you find the right fit for your table pretty quickly. You can search by challenge rating, which is great for balancing encounters based on your party's level, or you can search by habitat, which is great if you have specific regions like forests or swamps or dungeons, and you're trying to find the right monster for that encounter. You can also search by creature type, like undead, fey, or elemental. There are monster groupings as well, so if you're running a goblin-themed session and you want a variety of lycanthropes, then you can certainly find a way to make all that work. There's also a helpful conversion list that maps out the monsters from the 2014 book and their updated counterparts in this edition, which is, I think, a really nice thing to have. So this is a huge time saver if you're running older adventures and you're adapting homebrew content from things that you've already used. So for a new DM, Appendix B can be a shortcut to better prep. So instead of flipping through the entire book trying to find something, in this case, you can just look at the lists and narrow down your options to stay focused on what you really want. And I think even if you prefer things like D&D Beyond or other digital tools, this can be a great way to brainstorm encounter ideas. You have everything that you can look at in the book in one place. So if you like planning from a physical book, or even if you're working online, Appendix B is a great way to get an idea for a ready-to-run encounter. Overall, this monster manual doesn't reinvent 5th edition, but it does help present the material in a way that's more organized and approachable, at least in my opinion. It doesn't do everything better, but it does a lot of things really well, especially for DMs who are still getting comfortable behind the screen. So whether these updates are essential or just helpful depends on how you prep, how you run the games, and what you're really looking for. For me, the how to use a monster section and Appendix B are two great standout features that go beyond showcasing just the new monsters and all the new things that they have there. It gives DMs, especially new ones again, a clearer path for understanding how monsters work and how to choose the right ones for their game and the story that everybody's telling together. So let me know what you think in the comments. Have you picked up this new monster manual? And are these changes helping your prep, or are you sticking to what you already know and the old version? And if you found any of this helpful, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the new content. Thanks for watching, and I'd like to get back to basics with a little geek philosophy from Professor Tolkien himself.
Never laugh at live dragons, Bilbo, you fool.
Cheers.